Hi everyone, welcome to Jie Podcast. I'm Sadine and that's Sarah. Today we are going to talk about friendships and specifically friendships in our adulthood now. So one of the things I think everybody tends to notice when they grow older is the shrinking social circle.
I'm feeling it. Especially like after graduation. Like I started to lose contact with some of my friends already. I mean partly it's my fault also. I like a little bit lazy to contact them.
I think I definitely agree with that. Like I feel recently, right, cause now I'm thinking like how many people or who I should invite to like my wedding. Cause my friend told me, right, cause now I'm in London but I'm going back to Singapore soon. So one of my friends said like, oh, actually, you know what, you should plan your guest list first so that once you go back to Singapore, you know immediately like, oh, how many packs, and then you go to the hotel, you can tell them and fine. So when I was looking at how many people I want to invite, I was like, because okay, so I look at a lot of the hotels, right? Then they have like a minimum packs. A lot of them is 150.
You can hit the minimum, right?
No,
You can hit the
150 to
minimum, right?
200. No, I cannot. I was like literally thinking, I was like, how many people do I have to invite per pax? Like for me and Sam, right? How many people each one do we have to invite? And then I was like, I think I need
75
for
each.
smaller. Yeah, it's actually 75, right? Then I went to see how many people, like, how many friends I actually have. Or I definitely don't have 75 friends. I don't even feel like it's anywhere near. Okay, first of all, I come from a very small family. But
it's very difficult to have 75 friends, like people you actually call friends. Like to have 75 of them is like, 75 friends. I think my Facebook friends, right, is like around there,
really, I got 1,000 over Facebook
I think it's 2
friends.
digit. I think my Facebook friends is 2 digit.
I think
So like for me to even hit that, I need to invite all of my Facebook friends.
for me, like, okay, first, my family is not very big. So I think my family at most 25 people. So I was like, okay, 25 people. Then I still need 50 friends. I was like, where am I going to find 50 friends? Then I was seriously looking. Okay, so I got a public and a private account for my Instagram. And my Instagram only has 32 followers. 32 followers. And this includes my family members, So I was
And
like,
your dog.
oh, and my dog. Does my dog follow? No, my dog doesn't follow. So I was like, so if I count, I only have like 25, like excluding the duplicate accounts and everything. Maybe I have like 20, 25 friends. I was like, where did all my friends go?
I mean, unless you are okay with inviting not so close friends.
Yeah,
But I feel like you're not so close friends will know. They'll be like, oh, I think she's inviting me to fill the seats. I think they will know.
Exactly, but the point in this is I still have to figure out whether, I don't know, then maybe I have to like extend to a +1. I don't know yet what we're going to do, but yeah, I felt it like recently with this. I'm like, when I feel like when I was in secondary school, I have so many friends. Like if I wanted to count how many people, I can like easily one person hit like 100 over friends. People that I talk to, people that I like see very often. Now I'm like,
But I think it's a good occasion to evaluate your friendships.
I think COVID was a good good time to evaluate. But going back to like friends, why do you think like our friend circles are just like decreasing?
Okay, I think firstly, right, because of work, right, everybody is tired.
Everybody is
Tired.
okay.
Wait, don't you think so? Like, even messages, right? Sometimes it takes me longer to reply messages now. Because like when I go, I just feel like doing my own stuff. I don't feel like talking to anyone. Oh, and secondly, like I've been feeling it recently. Like all my friends start to um have not all of them suddenly just have relationships, and more of them start to have relationships.
Yeah, it's
so
a
they're focused
gradual
on like
shift.
yes, correct. So I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the shift in their lives.
You know, I was talking to my
Yeah.
other friend, right? Then very funny because she said like she was telling me about this girl that she knows, and then this girl, she said she didn't want to get married because she want to like chiong her work, like chiong her career. Then I was precisely saying like I was like I don't understand how getting married and chionging career is like two different things, because I said I feel right. And then yeah, me and my friend both agree that when we date someone and we don't live together, right? I feel like I have way less time because we have spent so much time like meeting and going on dates. But whereas now we live together, we just like, oh, I will, even if we don't go out for dinner, I will see you at night, you know, that kind of thing. So I thought I got more time. I
Actually,
think,
I get it.
yeah. What you mean?
Like, let's say even if you are married, right, and then
Mm-hmm.
you decide to chiong on your career, then you don't spend time to work on your marriage, right? It's going to go downhill for sure.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So,
So I see where she's coming from. Okay, like it's just life choices.
yeah. I think for me, right, one of the reasons why so many of my friends are gone, and I feel like this is 90% my fault, is I,
Okay.
not so many, but like a lot of my used to be quite close friends we're not close anymore, is because I intentionally didn't contact them, or like I intentionally wanted to cut them off. So I'm gonna explain myself that
Yes. I was like waiting for the explanation.
no, okay. I want to say when I was younger, right? Also, I got a much lower tolerance. So like last week, we were just talking. The last podcast, we were just talking about like how we look back at ourselves and we've grown, right? But I think as an adult, one of the things is I feel like this, just particularly this year, a lot of my friends, I used to cut out a lot of people who I feel like are not giving like reciprocal effort in the friendship. So people who like let's say I always ask them, I always invite them to my house, or I always ask them to meet up, or I'm always the one organizing events. There was one point when I was like maybe 21 or 22 that I just decided that I'm not going to do it anymore. And so for example, right, there's some Christmas parties that every year I will organize. So like sending out the secret Santas, or like sending out like the invitations, planning what day, asking everybody when they're free, or the arranging like the food and everything. Usually I will do it. And so there was one year that I was like, why isn't anybody else
Somebody
in-
else's turn.
Yeah, but because of this type of thing, right? And then I really felt like I'm why am I putting in so much effort and nobody even offer to like do it, and then always relying on me. I remember there was one time in this particular friend group, Christmas time was like coming, and then they said like, oh, when am I? They asked me like, oh, when is Celine going to start planning? And I'm like, what? Just planning yourself. Like, why do you have to wait for me? And eventually, so a lot of these type of friend groups, right? I started to like distance myself. I don't think I definitely, like, I just intentionally said, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to contact them. I'm not going to be the one initiating. I'm not going to ask them. And just like that, poof, all my friends disappeared. So that is how.
It's like one group of friends gone. Is it like out of the window?
Yeah. Like you
Not
just
even any of
suddenly
them? You
stop.
don't even contact any of them?
No, I do contact some of them, that those that I'm closer to. But it's just, like those I used to have like very big friend groups, that those are gone.
Okay.
Yes, so that
Yeah, actually same. Like, I stopped contacting those people that don't ask me. I realized don't ask me out first. Like, never ask me out first.
yeah. But now I don't know. I don't know whether I think I'm still deciding, right, whether I am being petty or whether I was right. Because I miss having these big gatherings. I really miss having like a lot of friends, and then like knowing everybody, and then we're like playing games or like talking and catching up, having like a very big dinner. Like I really miss that.
But you can't get over the part that you're always the one organizing it.
Yeah.
I mean, your feelings are valid, but yes, it's petty, but it's valid. Because yeah, it's petty, but it's valid.
Yeah. So that's for me one of the bigger reasons.
Mm-hmm. How,
And
so what do you think of like low maintenance friendships?
uh,
You know, like on Twitter, I always read people say, oh, uh, yeah, they want to have the kind of friendship where you don't meet each other for a year, but then when you meet each other, you have like so many things to talk about.
um I am against low maintenance friendships.
Uh,
No, okay, I'm gonna say against, but I don't agree. I don't agree with the premise of low maintenance friendships at all. Do you? I think you might. I feel like you. I feel like you might.
no, the thing is, um, if I only meet you once a year, right, I wouldn't have endless topics to talk to you about. I will have no topics to talk to you. Like it
Exactly.
will be just a dinner will be like, okay, how have you been? How's your job? Uh how's your relationship? How's your love life going? And I'm like, that's nice catching up with you. Bye. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
won't be like I won't tell you all my very personal stuff. It will be a little bit awkward.
I feel. I feel like. I feel exactly the same way. But I feel like, why do you have friends, right? Like, what is the purpose of your friends? Aren't the purpose of your friends to be around you? Like for you to have like a support group and like
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? Like, it's a social circle. So people that you meet, you share your ups and downs, like really your happy moments, your sad moments, and then you go and like eat and like, experience things together, or like you talk about your life. Why if it's your close friend? How do you consider somebody who is you only meet once a year? You know what I mean? Like, are they even
And the
in your
only
support
kind of
group? Like
like
that, I mean.
the only type of like low maintenance friendship that I can accept, right? Like those that meet once a year, right? Is that me and that friend, right, lives in like different place, they live in different countries. Then I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Especially like you live in Singapore, I'm like,
It's so
I
easy to meet.
yeah, I feel like in Singapore, right? The thing is, if you don't want to meet if you only can afford to meet someone once a year or even like every 6 months, right? You know very clearly where you lie on their priority list, because from east to west and west to east is at most 50 minutes. You take the MRT also 50 minutes. It's not going to take you longer than that. And most people don't even live at the extreme ends, okay? So like if you meet in the middle, right, you go to Orchard Road, it's like half an hour from where you are. So I really feel like when people say such things, unless you
It's an
two
excuse.
people, yeah, unless both people, right, are those kind that very introverted, and or they really two people agree that, oh yeah, I like this type of friendship, but I really just can't understand how it would work, because the same thing as what you say, right? I cannot have a close friend, like someone I call like a very very close friend, and I only meet them
Uh-huh.
once a year. I'm like, they definitely don't know what's going on in my life.
The insurance, the person like the even the financial advisor like, meet me more than once a year.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
another reason, yeah, so okay, so we covered like drifting away from friends, right? So like I say just now, like we both said just now, like when we don't contact and then they also don't contact us, so you just drift away. Have you ever felt like very sad? So some people liken, right, the breaking up of a friendship to breaking up of like a proper relationship, and the heartbreak is real. Do you agree?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Wait. You don't?
No, okay. So people who are listening, this is the second time we're filming this because because the first time it was very messy. So this is the second time I'm asking her this question. And the first time she said something else. You the first time
Then
you
I
said
said no.
no.
Then I suddenly recalled like a friendship that ended, and then I realized that it hurt. So I had a very close friend since secondary school, very very close, up to like uni. So, basically that friend got a girlfriend, and then because of that, like we started to drift apart. But I didn't know why like we were drifting apart. So it's only after years later I found out that uh the girlfriend didn't like it lah. Yeah, so yeah, that was hurtful.
Did you cry?
No lah, please. It was hurtful, but not to that point. But I feel like I was the one that stopped contacting him.
Why? Is it because of respecting boundaries?
No lah, please. It's more like, I just cannot accept this kind of behavior. So I didn't want to contact.
I think for me, when I remember when I lost like my best friend, right? It happened to me quite a few times in secondary school and then in poly. Like this one particular 2 times lah, two girls who were at that time I considered like really, really, really good friends. Like they just one day decided that one day decided, but okay, and anyway our friendship ended and I was really very upset because I kind of like mourn the loss of our friendship, and I still think sometimes how nice it would be if we were friends, but it wasn't as serious as a heartbreak. And another time, this group of friends also, this group of like people that I was quite good friends with, like they used to come to my house and then we used to play games quite often. And I was actually I was very, very affected by it because I really treated them like good friends. And so to know at that time that I was being left out by them, it really hurt me a lot. And sometimes I think, right, cause I might still see them lah. Now, if I go back to Singapore, I might still see them again. I don't want to be on... obviously I don't want to be on bad terms, but I don't know. I really felt... I think I reacted so strongly. Like, I really didn't want to talk to them. Like, I really cut them off, right? That at that time. Because I felt so disappointed. So, I don't know. I won't say... I've been heartbroken before by a boy, and I think that's way worse. But friends definitely stings as well. Yeah, but I feel like now at this point in time, right, I really try my best, even no matter how much they hurt me, that I don't say anything nasty to them or don't do a direct confrontation. Because when I was in poly or secondary school, right, I will directly confront them and I will ask like, why are you doing this? Or like, so in both these 2 girls, right, like my poly and secondary school, they just suddenly ignore me. And I will go up and ask them. I will go and acknowledge that they're ignoring me. And I will directly ask, like, why are you ignoring me? I personally feel, right, after you ask, because you even acknowledge that the problem was there, that after that, you cannot go back to how you were. And I know this is actually it's a very stupid thing to... It's not stupid, but it's very strange thing. Because a lot of people say, like, oh, actually, if you communicate and talk it out, then, the problem... Then you, like... move through the problem together, right? But I feel like in a lot of people, like, I don't know if it's an Asian context or it's like a girl context. If somebody is ignoring me, if somebody ignores you, right? And then you just pretend nothing happened. And then one day they start talking to you again. And then you just start talking to them. And then everybody just pretend like nothing happened. But the moment you go and say something about it, right? You go and confront them. Then the problem existed, Then it's like, oh shit, now you cannot go back. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Wait, has that happened to you before?
Where you just ignore that they are ignoring you? Yeah.
Okay. No, it never happened to me before.
Yeah, a lot of times now I tell you, I won't even bother to confront them. I'll just be like, oh, she's ignoring me, nah. Okay lor. Then if let's say it's my friend if this person talk to me again, then I'll just talk to them. Otherwise, if they don't talk to me, I'll be like, well.
No, actually, okay, for me, right, if you ignore me for no reason, right, I'll ignore you back. Like, I cannot, I told you already, I cannot accept this kind of behavior.
So if let's say you ignore back and then let's say it's me, I ignore you, then you also ignore me. Then like one day I say, hey, you want to go and eat lunch? What would you say? Double tick.
I won't reply, yeah.
Okay. Now I will just like, if someone is ignoring me, right, and they don't want to tell me what's the problem, I will just let it be. I won't even concern myself now about thinking about what I did wrong. Last time I will lose sleep over it. Like I will literally be like, oh, what did I do wrong? Did I do this? Did I do that? Now I will just be like, you don't want to tell me, then I
No,
pretend I don't know.
I will just sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know whether like I don't know whether I'm mean or anything, but I cannot be bothered anymore. I've reached that stage in life where I really cannot be bothered anymore.
So if something your friend says bothers you, will you tell them?
Like you mean what? Wait, they make a comment about me online or what?
No.
Or they say something to me.
Let's say they say something to you that can be offensive. For example, right? If let's say you have a boyfriend and then I say like, what?
Ah,
Why
okay.
you? Let's say it's not
Okay.
even something your boyfriend did. I say something like, why you like him? He's so ugly.
I don't feel the need to justify this kind of thing.
What do you mean?
Like, it's my problem if I like him. If you find him ugly, and that's
No.
your problem.
No. Exactly. No,
but
when you
when-
get offended
okay.
by this type of things, right? Will you confront your friend and tell them that what you said? I feel like what you said is offensive, or will you just ignore them? Like, you know, there are some
no,
people.
I'll say something very spiteful back. I'll be like, oh, your boyfriend is also ugly. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Because I think for me, what I used to do, right, sometimes is if somebody offend me and say something like that, I will just immediately be like, oh, this person is not my friend anymore.
You're not a long message kind. I hate the type. I just remember somebody did long message thing to me. Oh my god, I didn't like it at all.
No. At least I don't remember. Okay.
You know who wrote the long message to me, right? Did I tell you before? Yes.
Oh.
I mean, you already know that it's her fault, right? So
I mean, I think she's a special case. She's a special person that we need to avoid at all
okay.
cost.
Okay.
Okay, so the
I-
next.
Okay, frankly speaking, I really think this is why we are friends. You know?
Why?
Because we both don't like this person.
Huh? You mean our whole friend? No, we are friends
No,
because
I
we go
feel
to
like
the
part
same
of the
church.
reason. Okay, I know, but part of the reason we became close is because of our mutual dislike for her. I really feel like this was the case.
She was I think she gave us something to talk about.
A topic, yeah, she was a topic. Oh my god, that's so bad. I didn't think this episode would go down like that.
Why okay, let me you talk about her, right? I just remember something very traumatic. Okay, so I asked my when I was
Sorry
in
for
poly.
laughing.
When I was in poly, right, I felt very, 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 very isolated, very lonely because I was getting bullied online by this girl. Okay, and we used to be in the same friend clique. And I mean this girl, and I said I was being bullied, right? It wasn't like a mutual fight spat or anything, because I didn't know why she was posting mean things about me online, like screenshot my Instagram pictures that she could post nasty comments.
Oh, that's nasty.
Or on Twitter she was like posting a lot of mean things, and at that time I didn't know why she was doing it. So I did. She's one of those people that one of the two girls that I say I confronted, and I asked her, why exactly are you doing this? But I felt so isolated at that time because we were in the same clique of friends. So I kept having the feeling, and her boyfriend was also in the same clique of friends. So I kept feeling like, oh, everybody thinks this about me, or they're talking about me behind my back, which they probably were. I don't know. But then I just like felt like at that time I just lost this entire clique of friends. And so about 2 years later, right, one of the boys from this clique, we started talking again because we did internship at the same place. He asked me like what happened during that time, and then I told him like, oh, you know, she was posting mean things about me. And then he said this, why didn't you tell us what was going on? And I said,
Did you know? It's on Twitter.
no, as in like, why didn't I tell them my like what I was going through, like that I was feeling like so lonely and so isolated? And I remember very clearly I said, because if I told you at that time, right, you would have said something like, I'm very sure if I had told you at that time, I was very scared that someone would say like, oh, but this is just between you, I don't want to get involved, I don't want to take sides. You know what I mean? And and I felt like at that time, right, because I was at the receiving end of a lot of this, when you say you don't want to take sides or you want to remain neutral, you're not helping me, you're not helping anything. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I don't know what my point was with this, but I remember at that time that this happened. And I remember when I told you, or when I tell my other friends they are not within the same clique, you like, you know, you're like on my side, and then you understand what I'm going through, rather than being somebody who says like, oh yeah, actually I don't want to take sides, you know, I don't want to get involved, don't want to make things like, don't want me to be in this. Which I don't know. I personally feel like, so I feel like if we are friends, right, it's not that you will always take my side, but if you do see me getting bullied, you will help me or you would support me. You know what I mean?
Okay, what do you think of friends that will choose to be neutral in this kind of situation?
That's why people who choose to be neutral in any of these type of situation, right? That I straight up, I just don't even consider them like friends. And I'm not saying that everything your friend does is right. I'm just saying that
Cause like,
if it's very obviously
that-
somebody is being bullied or somebody is going through something because of something someone else, it's like, I cannot stand it when people say like, I'm neutral.
no, but okay, now we got 2 case studies. So one of them, it happened, it just happened somewhere. So person A is like, I spend more time with person A, like at work, and then so some things happen between person A and person B and C. So but person A told me about her side of story first, and then okay, so after I heard, the next day I went to hear the person's B and C side of story. So like, I mean, this thing, this drama, right, had nothing to do with me at all. So like, I didn't want to like pick a side. But if you really asked me to pick, right, I was actually on person B or C side. But I think person A thinks that I'm on the side because like we spend more time together. So like, I get it when sometimes when friends want to be neutral.
I'm not saying every time your friend says something you have to agree with them and you have to be right. But if this person was posting things about you online, or she was beating you up in the streets, I cannot look at this and be like, oh, actually I know both of y'all, so
Okay.
that's what I
Okay.
mean.
There's a limit lah.
I think if it's outright bullying, that is the limit. Right? I think personal spats and bullying is very different. If it's just personal spats, right? Like, yeah, you don't agree with someone, you know, they're not happy, you're not happy, but I'm friends with both of you. I would not try to put myself in the middle of that. But if I did see she was posting things online about you, or she was beating you up, or she was, like telling everybody bad things or lying about what you did, I would say I really would. I would ask, like, I was like, why are you doing this? Why are you saying this? It's not true.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
So that was a long spiel. Okay.
Okay, so what do you think of, like, I should stop saying that. What do you think of friends that change after they get into relationships?
I will miss you.
Good riddance.
No lah,
So it's really just like bye.
No lah, no. I mean, all my friends, I got into relationship first. Half of my friends. So subsequently, all my friends who get into relationships, I just okay lor. No, okay. I feel like after they get into relationships, it really depends, because sometimes they really change their entire personality. You know, they pull like a Courtney, and then they become like someone else, and then you're like, excuse me, who is this? But most of my friends are like, after they get into relationships, they we reduce contact lor. Which is
Okay.
fine by me actually. I don't mind having more free time. The only thing is, if every time I want to go out with them and then they're like, okay, no, I need to meet my boyfriend. Okay, no, every time I need to meet boyfriend, then I will be annoyed. But I rarely have that happen to me actually. All my friends all very like balanced people, when they're like, oh, okay, if you want to meet me on this day, then I'll ask my boyfriend me another day. So I never have that problem. What
that's
about
nice.
you?
I cannot think of a negative experience. But
Che, I thought you got negative experience.
so recently I have this friend, right? I don't know whether he will listen to this or not, but I thought this friend is planned to be single for life. So I thought I will have another friend that is going to be like me. But then recently he was like, I'm going to create what's the app called?
Tinder?
Not Bumble, not Tinder, but CMB. Yeah. Because he saw like his other friends having some sweet moment with his girlfriend, and then he felt salty. So he wanted to have one like a girlfriend for himself too. And then like at that point of time, I felt like I lost a friend. Yeah.
I get.
Yeah, I just told him to calm down. It's just a moment of weakness, but I think he's serious. He was serious about it.
I don't know. Now when people, I mean like our age one, people say that they're not looking for anybody, or they want to, or they or whatever, I always just take it with a pinch of salt. You're like, okay.
Really? You don't believe me when I say that?
It's not just
I thought I was single for a long time, for a long enough time to prove that I'm serious about that.
It's not that. It's that I am just saying it's okay for anybody to change their mind, okay? Anytime, one time for years you've been saying how annoying kids are, that you don't want a kid, and then suddenly one day you say you want to be a mom, and it's like people change their mind, especially at our age. People change their mind all the time. One day I want to do this, one day I do that. I'm like the queen of changing my mind about my career. I wanted to change it like 1,000 times. So I'm just saying, okay, it's, even though you keep saying you don't want to date, one day if you do meet somebody somewhere and they are really very good for you, are you going to really look at that person and say like, you know what, I told my friends I'm not going to date, and I'm going to honor what I told my friends, so goodbye, don't come near me. You're not going to do that, right?
But okay, but I think I will tell him like, I need to take back everything that I said online.
Yeah, no, I mean like, that's precisely what I mean. You really, I feel like at our age, right, you really don't know what's going to happen, and it's very hard for me to believe this type of sweeping statements of like, I'm going to remain single forever, I'm going to remain single until I'm 35 or whatever it is, because you really don't know whether tomorrow there will be somebody, and that somebody is really somebody that you like. Then are you going to really come and be like, you remember last week I said I'm going to remain single? I'm still going to remain single. Then I'll be like, what about that guy? I told him I am going to honor my promise to my friends. Cannot be what?
Oh, but recently, like the moments of weakness have been coming, but I don't want to do it out of spite. Like I know if I do it, it will be out of spite.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I respect that you want to be single for now. I'm just saying, I am not surprised if you change your mind. That's how I'm going to put it.
Okay.
So we've been talking for a long time about losing friends. So now let's talk about a positive side of making friends. So you know, like when you're out of school, right? It's such a different environment, and the way you make friends is so different. Like mostly people I think make friends at work, or you make friends. I don't know how else Singaporeans make friends. I know like in this place, right, like Europe and I think America, people just make friends with random people at like bars and stuff. But I don't think we do
Oh,
that.
that's nice.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah, we don't.
So a lot of adults complain that they have no friends. And it's very difficult to make friends, which I agree to a certain extent, because I feel like some people don't consider their work friends lah.
Yeah, actually that's true. It's not that I don't consider them as friends, but it's just if I hang out with them outside work, right, I'll think of work.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, your conversations tend to gravitate towards work. I have very good friends from my previous workplace, but it's true that their conversations do tend to gravitate towards like what's going on in their workplace now. So
You know, then like with my colleagues, right, outside of work, we don't talk about work, but it's just being with them reminds me of work.
I won't. I feel okay. I don't mind. If for school also, you see them in school, then you see them after school. I think it's the same. But
I think workplace is I think it's a good place to make friends, to make new friends.
yeah, another place that we wanted to talk about is Bumble. Bumble Friends.
When was the last time you tried it?
When I moved to UK, I tried Bumble Friends because one of my friend she moved to New York. And then she always go around with this girl, right? So I asked her, oh, it's so nice that you have you made a friend and everything. Then she was like, oh yeah, I found this friend on Bumble. And I was like, huh? On Bumble? That's the first time I heard of Bumble Friends. And she's like, yeah, you can just download Bumble and use the friends function. Then I was like, okay, I give it a shot since I have nothing to do in UK anyway. No friends, no relatives, nothing.
Okay.
It was unsuccessful.
How many people do you go out with?
One.
That's a very stupid statement, no.
That's a what?
Do you try again?
No. I tried using Bumble for like a month. Okay lah. I feel I don't know. I felt a bit like, even though I never tried online dating before, I felt the dread of it, like having to start the conversation and then having nothing to say, and then people don't reply you or you reply late and everything. Then I was like, oh shit, this is what it feels like. But I didn't. And when it's like boy and girl, right? Boy and girl like dating. You kind of expect the guy to court you, right? Even in online dating, you're like expecting the guy to like chase you a bit, flirt with you and make you feel happy. Then you go out. When you're with friends, right? Yeah, when you're with friends, you don't do such things. So you are like, I feel like, okay, so I don't know. I only successfully went out once on Bumble with another girl. And we went to have Korean barbecue. Actually, I think we hit off quite well, but after that, we just didn't talk.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. What about you?
I didn't.
I thought you said you use Bumble?
I used, but like I didn't go out with any of them.
Oh, that's sad. Okay.
No, it's me. The problem is me. Like, okay, I'm not the type that will keep checking the app. Like, I won't remember that I downloaded it. So like, my frequency of using the app was like once every 2 days. So you know like how it will go down, right? You don't reply people.
yeah,
You
yeah,
reply
yeah.
people's message once every 2 days, then people will think that you're not interested. The conversation will just die.
Yeah, that's how it went for me too.
So it's me.
So I don't know.
So it's my fault.
I guess just stick with workplace friends then. That's what I would say. Workplace.
Or if you are courageous enough to like strike a conversation with strangers. Nah, but most people here will think like you're crazy.
Most people in Singapore will think you're trying to scam.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I feel for me now, I actually make the most friends from church. They are ordained by God to be friendly.
I don't go.
Most of my friends in UK now, I mean the friend that I hang out with the most is from the same church. Yes, so
That's nice.
that's all we have. So thank you so much for listening. That's all we have today. If you do have any tips for making new friends, where we should go, activities, whatever, let us know. We could use more friends. Maybe we could.
Bye.
Bye bye. See you next time.